Today we finished the mini project. I was up quite late last night with some leftovers and a Corona, and I was spraying the door mirrors. So I'll show you them closer up later, but that was sort of my system. I had them on a bit of copper wire just so I could spray them all the way around and have them not touch anything in the little pots. I darkened the bumpers with the window tint spray because I wanted because of the original chrome was sort of that colour. It would look a bit too chintzy against the gold of the gold paint, so I decided to darken them a bit. It took a bit of the shine away and made them a bit darker, so they look quite good. So again, I'll show you these close up later on, or take some pictures or something. But yeah, they look really nice. And did the rear bumper as well. So they're all roughly the same shade of grey. So we'll be fitting those today. Got to drill some holes around and fit those. These are the backing plates that attach to the back of the bumpers and the grille, just so they clamp onto the body. So I've got to drill 6 holes, I think, eight holes in the body, so we can fit those bits today. I've also got another bit at the back in that corner. You might be able to just see it, but I'll reveal that later. And I think that's about it for today. Obviously got to peel the protective film off. I'll be keeping that on when I'm drilling, just so I don't damage the body any more than it maybe is. With the drill bit, you might scratch the body, put some big marks on it, so I don't want to do that. I'm going to keep the plastic on for as long as possible and then peel it off when we're doing the stickers, because obviously we don't want to put stickers on a plastic film that you're then going to peel off. It's a bit stupid. I've also encountered a problem with the chassis and the body getting together, but I'll show you that right at the end, and I'll see if I can find a solution for it. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is peel the window masks off. I think I'm pretty much done with spraying now. I did want to do a clear coat inside, but don't think I'm going to bother. I'm just going to leave it as it is. So yeah, I'm going to peel the window masks off and see how well they've endured the painting. So let's get to that. I've already started a corner just down here. You want to be very careful because it's quite a few layers of paint, so you don't want to pull it off too fast and affect the paint around the edge. Now I might still tint these, I don't know yet. The smoke tint colour is a slightly different shade to the grey on the roof. It's more of a browny grey, and this is more of just a grey, a normal grey. So they're not quite the same shade, but there's one window. Looks really good actually. So I'm going to peel another one off. So again, if there was any mistakes, what I could use the window tint just to disguise that. These window masks never actually originally fit properly. I had to cut them down, which is quite annoying. There's quite a few issues with this Tamiya kit actually. So that's the second window. You see them just there. So I'll put decent photos on Facebook, on the Facebook page, and you can have a look at those there, because the camera's never going to pick it up properly anyway. So, back one. So if you are going to pull the window mask off, make sure you've done all the spraying beforehand that you wanted to do. Otherwise you're going to end up having to mask the windows again, and it's just going to be more awkward than it needs to be. So just keep them on for as long as possible. But I'm happy with what it looks like now, so we're going to leave it at that. That one, and I've got the final windscreen to go. Got to find where the edge is now, just there. So because I cut them down, I'm expecting them not to be exactly straight and perfect, but don't really mind. There we go. And they all look pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, they look really good. I do shift the camera again. It's not going to do it justice, but yeah, they look really good. And I'm not going to bother tinting them either. No, not going to bother. Far away view. Looks decent as it is, so I'm going to leave it. So that's the first step. All those window masks are gone. So now we're going to get on to drilling some holes. So if you're going to be drilling holes in your body, there's 2 ways you can go about it. You can either drill the hole with a big fat drill like that. That's my DeWalt 18 volt. And I've got a various selection of drill bit sizes here. And I did quickly measure how big these are, how wide and well, basically the diameter of these, which are going to be actually going into the body. All these are 5mm, so obviously you pick a 5mm drill. You don't want them to be too big, otherwise they're going to move around and they're not going to look straight. So that's my 5mm drill bit, I can use that. And the wing mirrors here, door mirrors, they are 4mm diameter. So obviously I'd use a 4mm drill bit. Well, I'm not actually going to do that, I'm going to use this. This is my HPI body reamer. It's got a edge like that, and you can slowly rotate that in. It's got two sharp edges on it, and it just reams the hole out to whatever size you want. So it's got a scale on there. Whether the camera's going to pick this up, I don't know. There we go. So it's got a scale on there, and you can see paint on my nail there. That's from yesterday. But yeah, it's got a scale on there, and I can ream the hole to that size exactly, and it'll be a nice clean finish. So I'm going to use a tiny little drill bit here. This is a 1.5mm drill bit, and I'm going to drill the little holes that I need, and then I'm going to ream them out with this, just so it might be a bit more accurate and a bit less messy. So we're going to attempt that now. I'm going to try a couple of holes first off camera just to see how it comes out, and then I'll show you drilling a few holes on camera. So wish me luck. Tamiya are nice and do mark out where you need to drill holes, so that you can see a very slight sort of indent there where the mirror goes. So I'm going to use my drill. Way overpowered for what I'm doing, but it doesn't really matter. So you want to be really careful that the drill doesn't slip. It did on the other side, but I don't think it scratched the outside. Go slow. It'll start to bite, and then just press on it, and that's gone through. Fine. So that's all it needed. Didn't take much to go through. And this is my reamer. It's got a really pointy end, so it can go in really small holes. So all we need to do is just place that in. It does take quite a lot of force, and it does sound awful, and it does sometimes crack and makes that horrible grindy noise, but gets the job done. I'll take it out every now and then. You see it's starting to get a little bit bigger, and then on the inside, so if you get this in shot, what you want to do is just want to run it in there. This is a burr on the inside edge. Just take that off like that, just so it's a smooth mounting surface for when you're actually mounting it inside the body. Because that, I've done the other side, so I'll show you. But that comes through. It gets a little plastic or rubber washer on it, and then you put a body clip through it. So you want it to be a nice and smooth mounting surface, so it's actually coming out the body straight. So we'll just take that burr off there, like that. It's relatively smooth, and then we just go back through on this edge. There you go, it's gone through. So it's not wobbling around in there, very little play. And I just want to go on the inside and remove that burr again. And there we go. That's those attached. Now I can't put them on yet because I've got to peel the plastic film off, otherwise if you put those on you're going to trap the plastic film. But yeah, that's that part done. So now we're going to move on to the front grille and the front bumper. I've made all the holes. Went okay, back one's fine. So they're all done. Front one, this front bumper one was a bit off centre, so what I did is I just used this reamer and just pushed upwards just to extend the hole a little bit. So hopefully that front bumper is going to be straight, and also got the grill in as well. So I think what I'm going to do is peel the plastic off just at the bottom edge, because I've got to do something to the roof in a minute, and then just put the bumpers in the grill and make sure they all line up. So I'm going to do that now. Little tip, if you want to spray anything sort of bumper size that's got holes on the back, mounted it on a bit of cardboard. Just use the screws that the manual said, screwed them through, attach them to the cardboard so they're not going to rock anywhere, they're not going to fall over, and they've got sufficient space underneath so not be touching anything and affecting the paint, and you've got enough room to sort of get behind it and spray them. So a little tip my dad came up with, bit of a genius really. So right, I'm going to attach all the bumpers of the grille, and then we'll move on to the roof. We're getting close, really close, got all the bumpers on. So the rear bumper's on, looks really nice. The grey actually matches quite well. It is a slightly different shade, as you can see there, possibly. It's more like a browny, earthy grey, whereas this is just a normal sort of grey, like a more blue. So it doesn't quite match, but from a distance it looks really good. And I got the front in as well. That front bumper is lined up really well, even though one of the holes was a little off centre, and the grille's on as well. So Now we're going to move on to the roof. Now I've been hinting at this roof thing for I think the whole friggin' series, and I didn't want it just to be a mini. I wanted it to be something different. So I went and got this off eBay. It's a roof rack. I literally typed in RC roof rack on eBay, and this was one of the first results. It's from the UK. It was about £15, and it came with all the bolts needed to attach it. Where I'm going to use some slightly longer ones for a reason I'll show you in a minute, and it came with a set of LEDs as well for the front spotlights, which I won't be using. But yeah, the front spotlights look really good. It's made out of metal, if I can find some metal around here. It's made out of metal, not plastic, and it looks really good. It looks really sort of scale, and just looks really beefy. So that's going to sit on the roof somewhere. I've got to position it where I want it, like that. So I've also got to drill 8 holes into the roof, mark them out, make sure this is exactly centre and exactly where I want it, and then mark the holes and drill them. It does come with some bolts, these tiny little ones, bolts and nuts and bolts, these little black ones, minuscule things, but because of the shape of the mini roof, see if I can show you this, because of the shape of the mini roof it's quite curved, and this is more for a flat roof. The edges where it actually mounts, there's a bit of a gap. I don't know whether you can see that. Probably just there, yeah, you can see there's a slight gap, and I don't want to have to bend these mounting points down. So I'm going to actually put make the bolts a little bit longer and put some of these are shock washers, shock sort of seals, these little clear things. I'm going to put them underneath just to sort of raise it up a little bit, and it will stop it rattling and just give it a dampening effect. So I'm going to get this all mounted up. I'm not going to show, I don't know whether I'll show you the process of doing it, but I'm going to get it lined up, I'm going to mark the holes, I'm going to drill them, and then attach it all on. So yeah, that's my next job, and that's what I've been hinting at for ages, so hopefully it's going to look really good. And yeah, I'm going to obviously add some scale stuff in there. Not sure what I'm going to add yet, like toolkits and a jerry can or something, or go for a sporting look, like a little skateboard and a bike and a scooter or something like that, like an extreme sports style mini. I don't know yet. If you've got any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. But for now I'm just going to get the roof rack mounted, and we'll see how it looks. If you want to get it positioned properly, I recommend just putting some masking tape over it just to secure it down, because that's not really going to move very much in order for you to mark it. So I think that's the right position. Let me just move the camera up a little bit. So about there. Don't know yet, I'm still trying to decide. So when I have decided, I'll mark the holes and drill them. And I don't think I'm going to film it, I'm just going to do it off camera so I don't make any mistakes, and then I'll show you the final result. So yeah, wish me luck again. All 8 holes on the roof are drilled, so I think they're all lined up okay. I've put the roof rack up and had a look at the holes, and they look okay. So it's finally time to peel the plastic off, because I've got to actually mount that thing and mount the mirrors as well. So I'm going to peel the plastic off. It's very satisfying. Yeah, you can't really tell in the video, to be honest, but yeah, looks really nice, really shiny actually. So what we're going to do now, we're going to mount the roof and mount the mirrors. So I'll see you in a minute. But yeah, looks really, really good. Look at how good that looks. Don't want to blow my own horn, but look at that. That is so cool. Got the mirrors on. They look really nice. Front bumper and grille. Got the rear bumper and the roof rack. It looks really nice, especially with those little shock sort of seals. Just makes it look even better. That looks so good. I'm really impressed with that. So all that's left really is to put stickers on. So I've got, this is sort of the windows, and I don't think I'm going to put those on. I quite like the clean look like that. I'm not going to put the window surrounds on. Obviously the headlights, mirror stickers, got the petrol cap. None of the badges are going on. I've got the rear lights and door handles, and then on this one, what's on here, might put the wipers on. They look quite cool, and obviously the indicators at the front, but not a lot. I'm not going to put many stickers on it. I want it to keep a nice clean look. But yeah, that looks really nice, really cool. And it's lined up really well at the back. It's as central as I could get it. It was a pain to get on, it was really awkward, so that's why I didn't film it. It was really awkward to get on. Eight screws sticking up at the roof, trying to get them to line up right and get this mounted down properly. But But yeah, looks really nice. Can't wait to put some scale accessories in there. But yeah, I'm going to sticker it up, and then you'll see the final product. So, oh, it's going to look so good. Before I show you how the body's turned out with all the stickers on, I need to sort out an issue with the chassis. Now, I noticed this when I was putting the body on before, but there's this weird back thing sticking out like that, and it's clearly incorporated into the chassis. I've got another. Remember, I had to replace the chassis because I stripped off one of the ball joints into the chassis. So I've got a whole new chassis, and it's incorporated into that one as well. So this is the one that came with the kit. That's the new one, and they're both the same. So it's this weird brace thing at the back, and you can see it's incorporated in. It's not like it's a spare bit you can just cut off. It's actually incorporated in and quite thick. So I was putting it together and putting the body on, and I realised that the body doesn't actually fit over. So I'm going to zoom in a bit. I don't want to show the whole body, but get it in just there. Just let it focus. So I'm going to fit the body on. There you go. So that's the front on. So you can see the front's down. This back bit doesn't go down because the body is hitting this back brace bit here. So what you have to do is you have to pull that over, stretching the body, and then it doesn't fit in the rear wheel arch. If you raise that up, that wheel doesn't fit in the rear wheel arch because that is being stretched out backwards. So take the body away again. So I don't know why that's there. And if you go through the instructions, because this is what I had to look up earlier. There's the back view. There's the back view. So that's the M05 medium length chassis. This is the small one, so this is the one I'm using. And you can see the top plate goes on, the bottom plate goes on. So I've got that the right way. So the bottom plate has got the thinner bit towards the back, which I've got, and the holes are in the right place. I've double checked. So if we go to the next page and we look at the back of these, there's no thing sticking out. There's none of that brace sticking out. Neither there, or even on the long one. It's not incorporated onto the long style wheelbase either. Go through again. Don't know whether there's any more views of the rear of the chassis. See, look again. When you're putting the wheels on and the shocks, there's no weird brace coming out the back. There. Or there either. When you're putting the body post on, it's still not there. So I have no idea why that brace is there. Not a clue. And it's stopping the body from going on properly. So I think I'm going to have to get a hacksaw and hack that bit off, because I'm not going to get a Dremel to there because it's too thick and it's too deep. So if you have any idea why that brace is there, let me know. But yeah, that's a serious problem that I've got to get rid of now. So I'm going to get the hacksaw and see if I can get it off. How infuriating. That didn't take too long, as long as you've got a sharp hacksaw blade, so it's off and it's completely flush with the back there. So the body should just slip over now. So what I'm going to do is get rid of all those plastic bits and sand up the sides just so it's a bit neater. And then we'll be ready to do the final reveal of the body. So exciting times. So I'm going to clean that up and I'll check back with you in a minute. Oh, that's the piece, by the way. So that can go in the bin. Pain thing that it is, and that's the hacksaw that I used. So I was very careful about not hitting the shocks. Don't want to scratch them up. But yeah, there was just enough room just to move that with some force and get that off. So yeah, see you in a minute. By the way, this 3 Racing body post brace doesn't fit properly. Look what happens when I try and put it on the body posts. It angles them in. Can't really see on the camera, but one's going, they're just angling in like that. So look what happens when I try and put on the body. So I've got one side in, one body post is poking through, but the other ones won't come through, so I have to get one of these pig tools, force it through like that and push it down. So I'll get the front aligned. There we go. So that's sitting on there now. So let me show you what it looks like in there. You see the body posts? Bent outwards like that, like bananas. So one's going up like that at an angle, and one's going up like that at an angle. And you can see at the tops there, they're bending outwards. Not good. So how can they mess up that? I don't know, but don't buy it. I'm going to have to modify that now to fit, But yeah, that's really bad. And it's twisting the body in all sorts of ways. So I'm going to have to fix that. Be back in a moment. I've extended the hole sideways with the drill bit and just pulling down on it. So I think that's going to work now. I've done a quick mock-up and it looks okay. So I'm going to put it back together and I'm going to show you what it looks like after the modification, which I shouldn't have done in the first place because they should have drilled the holes in the right place. So let's give it a go. So I think I fixed it. It's much straighter and it actually goes on a lot easier now. So are you ready for the final reveal? I'm going to give it a quick wipe down, then you're going to see what the M05 looks like all finished.